Hey, what is up everyone? This is Tyler G of Batman Figs on Instagram, and today's action figure review is going to be on the DC Icons Death of Superman 2-pack. And it features a very comic book classic Doomsday figure, which you can see over here on the left, and a battle-ravaged Man of Steel, which looks pretty sweet. And we are going to get into it right away. First of all, I'm going to show you the classic styled Doomsday, which after seeing Batman vs Superman, it's refreshing to see a comic book accurate Doomsday. And the sculpt is really nice. Lots of details, lots of little black wash and the spikes coming out of them. So the paint is actually very thorough. You can even see in the hair, he's got a lot of little details. And in the head, he does have eyeballs in there. Let's see if we can get a good view. Let me get a light on him. There you go. You can see the eyeballs in their pupils. So he looks very cool, mouth open, everything. And basically he actually looks like Doomsday, so it's cool to see that. Then we have Battle Ravaged Superman. And he looks awesome. I think they did a really good job making him look just like the comic book when he's starting to get whooped up. I like that they know that he's a man. So he doesn't have a shaved chest. He's hairy. Looks awesome. There's some blood all over him. Side of his face is jacked up. Yeah, it's a really cool figure. Lots of detail on this too, and even sculpt work in the costume. Like the wrinkles of it sagging off his body. So they did a really good job on that. And before I get into the accessories and what these things came with, I will do a little bit of articulation, especially on the Doomsday, because I'm not too happy with the articulation, if I'm being honest. The figure looks great, but let's take a look. His head can move around, 360. His hair doesn't get in the way. By the way, this figure is very stiff, so you are going to have to heat him up with a hair dryer or some boiling water. His arms go up that high. He's impeded by the spikes. Does have bicep swivel, and he has swivel at the elbow. And the one thing that's the most disappointing thing about this figure, I'd have to say, is look at this is how much his arm can flex at the elbow, right there. That's all you get. That's as far as the movement goes. So, that's a little frustrating. He has a diaphragm joint in which to rotate. He has a lower ab crunch, which actually, he has a lot of movement there. He has the slip down Mayfix style leg joints at the hip. And he can kick up pretty far, which is good. At least that moves a lot. He has double knee joints, which is very welcomed after seeing the elbow joint. He does have an upper thigh cut. You could hear that it is pretty, he's very stiff. Come on. So that's as far as he get the double knee joint up. He can't really kick back too far, but he can kick forward pretty good, pretty well. And he's got, it's a boot cut, no boot cut, but he does have a hinged ankle and pivot. So that's nice if we get some pivot in there. Let's see how much. That's just some, it's not a lot. So that is Doomsday. And what accessories did Doomsday come with? Well, he comes with 2 pairs of hands, the closed fist, and then a pair that looks like this. And yeah, That's about all you need. They rotate and have a hinge. They're easy to pop off. But again, to get him to move, you are going to have to heat it up because he's a very stiff figure. What else does Doomsday come with? He comes with a jacked up and torn Superman cape, in which you could, and then there's been figures like this before that actually do this, and it's where you could put the torn cape on his little horns on his fist, get it to hang there, so that looks pretty cool. And other than the hands and the little cape right there for him, that's what he gets. So that's Doomsday. Now let's take a look at Superman articulation. And he's basically like every other regular DC Icons figure. He rotate the head, arms go up about that much. They can rotate 360, of course. Bicep swivel. Double elbow. Hinged wrist with rotation. He has a diaphragm joint. Lower ab crunch. He can kick out very far and decently far back. The hip joints are the one thing that are very loose. Not a big fan of that, but what are you gonna do? Double knee joint. Go back pretty far. No thigh cut or boot cut, but his ankles do have a hinged and pivot. So that's battle torn Superman. What else does he have? He comes with an extra head where he's going night-night. He comes with laser vision, which you just literally just plug onto him and it fits perfect. It also comes with these articulated comic book art phrases that you can put up there, the bubbles while they're fighting, and those go right on this little thing, which you can plug into the base, which I'm about to show you a little bit more. And he comes with this punching thing, where it's an effect, and it looks really cool. If I can get it to work. You have to just slide his fist on it. And it's this thing. And so you get it out, look like he's hitting something and he's getting the effect on it. So it's pretty cool. Nice little effect. And other than that, it comes with a base, which is awesome. You could put this flag on it, just like the comics, You could put this on there with the phrases. So you could get a lot of use out of this base. And I really, really love it. I think that's worth this price as well. Because at first you think the price is high, but then you actually get a lot of stuff. So let's compare him to the DC Icons Rebirth Superman. Because the first Superman was from the first icons that were kind of small. And if you see this more classic Superman next to the Rebirth Superman, he's actually pretty close to the same height, which I am pretty happy with. I thought it was going to be a lot shorter. So you got him next to Rebirth Superman. Here's Mafex Superman. Mafex is a little taller. Mattel Dark Knight Returns Superman towers. And here's one of the first DC icons where they were a little smaller, so you get an idea of where he scales. He is taller than one of the originals, so they did try to upscale him a little bit. And then if we put him next to some other figures, here's the DC Animated Series Batman, DC Collectibles. Here's a SH Fig Arts Harley Quinn. She scales well. Here is a Marvel Legend, Mary Jane. And here's a DC Collectibles 7-inch figure. So you get an idea of where he scales. He is a little bit smaller than the newly released icons, but he's also bigger than the previous ones that were really tiny. So if you want to see more pictures, please head over to Batman Figs, Batman Figs on Instagram, and I will have more pics. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you soon.